Well, hello everyone. I'm back for what is unironically one of my favorite things to do, Mama season. I love Mama season. Today we're just going to talk about the nominees, but it's Mama season. I will say, I usually write out my thoughts and have notes and whatnot. I decided today I crave violence and chaos because I'm still in a bad mood. For the unaware, yesterday was October 13th, aka the day Sohan got kicked out of Rise, so I'm pissed. I'm in a mood. So I decided to fill that need for violence and chaos. I'm not going to make any notes for this video, and I'm literally just going to sit here and probably complain a lot about the mamas, and that's what we're going to do. But before we actually get into it, I need to make it clear. I need to make it known. These are just my opinions. You can disagree with all of them, and that's totally fine. Okay, cool. I have the nominees on my phone. I have a Snoopy article up on my phone. I'll put it in the description so you can read all the nominees. We won't actually hit every category because there's a good few I just can't be bothered to care about. But we are going to run through most of them. I'm going to give you my thoughts on who got nominated, and I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win. All right. First category, Best New Male Artist. Our nominees are 82 Major, All Hours, &1, NCT Wish, Nowadays, and Trigger Warnings. Yes, I call them Trigger Warnings. It's to us, like the new Pledis boy group. I call them Trigger Warnings because it's more fun. If I had to guess, I would say Trigger Warnings is going to win. I also can't really think of anyone off the top of my head I would have put on this list that didn't make it. So I assume these are good nominees. Again, I think Trigger Warnings is going to win. If they don't, it'll probably go to NCT Wish. Next, Best New Female Artist. Our nominees for this one are Illit, Baby Monster, Meow, Eunice, Young Posse, and Cure. And I'm actually very intrigued by this one because I could see arguments for a couple. Personally, if I had to guess, Illit's gonna win because they had the most successful release of all of them. But I could see Cure winning. I could actually see it. I feel like they have more hits to their name than Illit does, so that could be a factor. Also, the mamas do love YG. Between the two YG girl groups, I would be shocked if it went to Meow. It's gonna go to Baby Monster if anyone, but if I had to guess, those are my top three. Eunice is not gonna win. Young Posse's absolutely not gonna win. Next, we have Best Male Group. Our nominees are Enhypen, NCT Dream, 17 Stray Kids, Tux, and Zero Base One, or as I will be referring to them going forward, Z-Bone. I'm fine with this list in the grand scheme of things. I do feel like Day 6 probably should have gotten a nomination over, if I had to kick one out, probably Enhypen. But it's just, I feel like Day 6 especially, if we're gonna assume that a band counts as a boy group, right? If we're gonna make that claim, I should have checked actually. Did CM ever get nominated? I don't know. But if we're gonna assume that they could have gotten nominated, they definitely should have. They're currently holding the #1 spot on the Weekly Melon chart, so I feel like the argument is there. Of this lineup, I assume 17 is going to win, if I had to guess. They do have, the most overall success of any listed nominee. Failing that, I want an NCT Dream Wish. NCT Dream win, oh my god. An NCT Dream win, because I love them, and that would make me happy. Failing that, I would like a Z-Bone win. For my own amusement, I think it would lead to a lot of violence and chaos. Now, Best Female Group. Nominees are aespa, Giddle, IVE, LE SSERAFIM, NewJeans, and Twice. And I feel like I say this every year. Why is Twice on this list? I understand that, their album did sell really well, and it is an objectively excellent album, but why are they here is my real question. If you look at all these other girl groups, all of them had either #1s or at least, top 5 hits. And then there's Twice, who just completely failed to chart. I don't actually know. Do I have a good replacement for them off the top of my head? Not particularly. I feel like it's more of a legacy nomination than anything else. But if we're going to do legacy nominations, why don't we nominate, an old boy group? Infinite recently released something in the past year. I want a nomination for them. I'm just saying, if we're going to include a girl group that had no digital success whatsoever, we had other options, and I don't know if Twice was the one we should have gone with. Anyway, I actually don't know who's gonna win on this list. My instinct is to say either NewJeans or aespa, but I very easily could see Giddle or LE SSERAFIM winning. I would actually I take it back. LE SSERAFIM is not gonna win. I would be very surprised if LE SSERAFIM won. My bets are either NewJeans or aespa, and then failing that, it would probably be Giddle. Those are my guesses. Next, we have Best Male Artist. Our nominees are Baekhyun, Jungkook, Jimin, Im Young, and Taemin. Now, I have many thoughts on this lineup. Thought number one, where is Zico? Like, there's one male soloist who had like a massive hit this year, and it's Zico. Also, Im Jae-hyun actually had a number one song, but I can understand them not nominating him. But like, where's Zico? That's my main thought. Zico should have been up in this category because he probably should win this category. Failing that, of the nominees we got, I could see Baekhyun winning. They do love to give it to him even when they shouldn't. So there's that. I could also see either Bangtan member winning when they also shouldn't. Logically, Im Young should win. Factually, that man is a monster on the charts in ways that scare me. But realistically, Mnet is terrible and does not actually care about who deserves the award, especially at the Mamas. So my money's on it's probably going to go to Jimin or Jungkook. Now for Best Female Artist. Our nominees are IU, Jennie, Nayeon, Taeyeon, and Yuji. I have so many questions about this lineup. Taeyeon and Yuji should not be here. Nayeon also probably should not be here, if we're being quite honest. ABCD was not popular, I will say. It came out right in the 1 month this year. I was like, let me try Spotify. So I used Spotify for 1 month. That song was on my Up Next without fail every time. Like, it became a running gag that I would text the bestie numerical updates of how many times it came on immediately after whatever song I chose to listen to. I think my record was like 18 in a day or something like that. It came on all the time. So it has a lot of Spotify streams, but that's about all it has going for it. IU was objectively like a big hit, but honestly, her follow-up to that was a bit floppish by her standards. I do think she should win of this lineup, but I also think this lineup needed a deep, deep overhaul. Like, maybe give Hwasa a nod. Could be nice. Sunmi a nomination. That would be fun. Like, there were other options besides the most generic, basic, internationally focused options, and I feel like we could have played into that a little bit more. We've now reached Best Dance Performance territory, which is interesting, because they added a new category this year. They added Best Choreography, and I've always interpreted Best Dance Performance as like the song that had the best performance, like the best choreography for a dance song. That's how I've always interpreted this category. But now there's a Best Choreography section. So, I mean, like, to be fair, they've always just used this as let us give idol groups another win for whatever song is popular. Like, we've known that. It's very rarely gone to the group that didn't also get nominated in Best Insert Gender Group. So, I'm not surprised, but I'm curious how they're gonna do it. Anyway, here's our nominees. Jimin with Who, Jungkook with Standing Next to You, Key with Pleasure Shot, Taemin with Guilty, Taeyong with Tap. I kind of hate this lineup, if I'm being quite honest. Personally, to me, we should not have had male and female soloists as a separate list. Like, this list felt like it just needed to be filled out. Like, Key, I love Key. I love Key, and I really like Pleasure Shop as a song. I don't know why it's nominated. I just straight up don't understand. Taeyong's Tap, again, like, I get why it's nominated, but I feel like if you didn't have to fill 5 spots, you wouldn't have nominated that song, but whatever. Anyway, Taemin should win. I think we can all agree Taemin's Guilty should win. If I had to guess, it's going to go to Jimin or Jungkook. Now for Best Dance Performance by a Female Soloist, we have Hwasa with Na, Jennie with You and Me, ABCD by Nayeon, Sunmi with Balloon and Love, and Yusu with Freak. I also hate this lineup, frankly. I don't have any songs that, like, I read this and I was, like, glaringly missing. Maybe a Lisa nomination, actually. That would have been nice. But aside from that, it has the same energy as the male soloist one. It feels like it needed to be filled. It feels to me, as someone who studies the charts like it's their goddamn job, that they saw that they needed to, like, have male and female categories separate for soloists, and they wanted to fill that. I don't understand it, and I don't like it. I also don't know who's gonna win. Probably Jennie, I guess. She's the only one of these that was, like, a charting hit. So, presumably Jennie. I don't like this list. Now for Best Dance Performance by a Male Group, we have Enhypen with Sweet Venom, great song, NCT 127 with Fact Check, Rise with Love 119, 17 with God of Music, Stray Kids with La 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 La, and Trigger Warnings with Plot Twist. I have a couple questions going in. First, did we have to give it to Love 119? I'm still viewing this as a performance-based category, and the choreography for Impossible is excellent. It's so cool. I would have liked that. I also would have liked a Zebo nomination. If I had to pick someone to kick out, I would kick out NCT 127. And on the topic of NCT 127, why are we giving them the nomination and not Dream? Like, these are some of my questions. In terms of who's gonna win, probably 17 or Stray Kids. I would love to see, like, a Trigger Warnings win to create violence on the Twitter timeline. But aside from that, like, from a realistic standpoint, the Mamas love to give it to the popular artists internationally, and that's 17 and Stray Kids. Anyway, final performance category. Best dance performance by a female group. Our nominees are ESO Supernova, Giddle with Super Lady, Illit with Magnetic, IVE with Baddie, LE SSERAFIM with Easy, New Jeans with How Sweet. I, again, have some questions about this. For the most part, the list does make sense. The only ones that I really would focus in on are Giddle, Super Lady, and IVE with Baddie. I can live with Baddie getting the nomination over Hea because I don't like Hea either. So I'm fine with that. I'm curious about Super Lady. I think Clashing would have been the better nominee simply because it was the bigger hit. But to each their own. In terms of who's gonna win, presumably Supernova. Like, I have to assume the song that spent 15 weeks at #1 is gonna win, but also I could very easily see them giving it to New Jeans, or just to create chaos, I would love a LE SSERAFIM win, because I like chaos, although I hate Easy. Actually, I take it back, I hated Easy. Don't give it to LE SSERAFIM, give it to either aespa or New Jeans. Next, Best Vocal Performance by a Solo Artist. Our nominees are BB with Bam Yang Gang, IU Love Wins All, Imujin's Episode, Im Young-woon's Warmth, Taeyeon's 2X. Okay. I'm of many schools of thought in regards to this. First, I'm an IU supremacist and a Taeyeon supremacist. I would take either of them winning. I think 2X is the best song that is nominated on this list, so I would love that. Imujin is a man I hold dear to my heart. I just like him for ways that I can't explain and reasons I can't explain, but I do like him, so I would like him to win. In Young-woon, again, monster on the charts. Would also not be shocked if he won. The only one that would really surprise me is BB. The song was a hit, but I also didn't like it very much, and I feel like there were bigger hits on this list, so I'm willing to not let it win. Next is Best Vocal Performance by a Group. I have so many questions about this lineup, but we're gonna, first the nominees, okay? Akmu with Hero, Davichi with A Very Personal Story, Giddle with Fate, Plave with Wait for Love, Red Velvet with Cosmic. Why are Plave and Red Velvet on this list? I'm so serious. Like, Red Velvet, I will concede Cosmic is more of a vocal song than a dance song, but like, why is it under the vocal category? I'm so confused, because in my mind, any Red Velvet song would immediately pretty much go into the dance category, and I feel like that's where it should have been nominated, but whatever. Also, Plave. Why is Plave on this list? Also, why is this their one nomination, actually? Now I'm thinking about it. Why is there one real nomination for Best Vocal Performance by a Group? Like, I understand you don't want to give them, like, Best Male Group. I can see that being a little contentious. But also, like, I feel like they deserve a nomination. Isn't that song like the most streamed song this year on the Melon charts or something? I feel like I read that. And I just feel like they deserved more nominations. Like, they've had an insane year. They deserved better. Anyway, Best Band Performance. That's our next category. Day 6 with Welcome to the Show, Lucy with The Knight Who Can't Die and The Silk Cradle, and Flying with Into You, Hyukoh and Sunset Roller Coaster with Young Man, and Cure with TBH. Presumably, either Day 6 or Cure is going to win. I, however, want an upset. I want a Lucy upset. I do. I love Lucy. I never bring it up, really, because the opportunity doesn't present itself. I really like Lucy's music, and I actually saw them when they were here. I almost died. This is a real story. I almost passed the fuck out. But I did see Lucy when they were here, and this was, like, the one song that kept me going, because I was like, no, like, we gotta see this song. Like, that's such a good song. I love that song. I would love to see an upset where it wins. Anyway, Best Rap and Hip Hop Performance, Dean's Die For You, Lila Mars Boys Like Girls, Youngji's Small Girl, Namjoon's Lost, and Zico's Spot. I assume Zico's Spot is gonna win. I could see Namjoon winning. He definitely shouldn't, but I could see him winning. But again, like, just like with Play, why is this the one spot where Zico got a nomination? Why is this the one category where Zico got a nomination? I'm curious about these things. Like, I understand Zico more. He only did release the one single. But, like, Plave is the one that really baffles me. But we're not talking about Plave. We're talking about Zico. Zico should win, by the way. I think Zico should win, but, like, musically, it is my favorite of the songs nominated. And also, it was the biggest hit. Alternatively, I could see Youngji winning, but I would not prefer it. Next is Best Collaboration. Our nominees are Groovy Room's Yes or No, which features Hyunjin and Crush, J Park's Taxi Blur, which features Natty, Lee Youngji Small Girl with Kyung-soo, Sung Shi-kyung and Nal with Even for a Moment, and Zico Spot with Jenny. Again, I do think Zico should win. I feel like I would be offended he's not in the artist category more than he is at this point. But either way, Zico should win. Like, that collaboration went #1. It was a very big hit. Again, alternatively, I could see Lee Youngji winning, but again, I would not prefer it. I would rather Zico win. Okay, we're skipping Best OST and Best Music Video because I don't care. We're going to talk about Best Choreography. Our nominees are aespa Supernatural, Lilith's Magnetic, LE SSERAFIM's Crazy, New Jeans Supernatural. Now we get Rise Impossible, and we get Taemin's Guilty. Again, give it to Taemin. Alternatively, give it to Rise. I'm mad at Rise, I am. And I currently don't want them seeing any success. I want suffering for Rise. I want the fans to suffer. I want violence against the OT6 fans. I want there to be funeral wreaths for funeral reasons. But Impossible does have, like, insanely good choreography, so I would not be mad at her winning. Artist of the Year has 800 billion nominees. Anyone nominated in the artist category automatically gets nominated for Artist of the Year. And I'm not going to run through all of them. I'm going to give you my highlights on who I think should win. Option 1 is Giddle. Giddle is one of the most successful artists this year in terms of digital success. Okay, there's that. 2, Stray Kids or 17. One of the two. Please don't give it to both of them. Just one of the two. One group that has, like, insane album sales is all we need. Give it to one of them. I could see a Cure nomination being, like, up there. Not a win, but a nomination. In terms of the people that I think should win, probably aespa or Day6. I know Day6 can't win because they weren't nominated for anything, but I do think they kind of deserve that win. I think if there's any year where we should kind of bend that rule and give it to someone who wasn't up for one of the artist categories, it should be this year. Day6 is doing insanely well this year. They're probably the biggest artist this year, at least of men, in an insane turn of events. If you told me when Day6 debuted, because I was a Day6 stan when they debuted, if you told me when they debuted they'd be doing what they're doing this year, I wouldn't believe you. Straight up just wouldn't believe you. I'd be like, that's really funny. Absolutely not. That's not going to happen. And now look at them. They've been #1 on the Melon charts for like 6 weeks. They're doing so well. So I do kind of want a Day6 win. I know they can't win. Failing that, I would like either aespa, maybe New Jeans, although they did get it last year. So like I don't know, someone like who's had multiple hits is all I really want. Song of the Year also has approximately 800 nominations. I think we can all agree it should go to Supernova. Like, I know the aespa haters are going to be like, no, don't give it to Supernova. Supernova doesn't deserve it. Supernova was #1 for 15 weeks. Supernova has been #1 for more weeks this year than, like, almost IVE has in their entire career. So, I think we should give it to Supernova. And I think if you disagree, you're wrong. We've reached the final category, which is Album of the Year. And I am very intrigued by this one this year. They did publicly state that they're not just going to do album sales, because album sales used to be the entire metric for this win, essentially. They did public, like, the Mamas came forward and were like, we're changing the category. We need more than just really good album sales. And I do think that's good. I like that change, because it made this category very boring. However, they still capped it at only 1 million sellers, which is fine. It does knock out, like, some big releases, but for the most part, that's fine. My one thing is, I just know they're still going to give it to, like, 17 or Stray Kids. Like, I know they're not going to give it to an album like Armageddon. Like, they're just not going to. I think they should culturally give it to someone who wasn't just the biggest seller. Because wasn't the biggest seller this year 17's Compilation? Or, like, the Stray Kids mini? One of those two. I don't want those albums to win. Those albums didn't do anything for the culture. I want, like, a girl group album of the year win, because I feel like those are more culturally relevant. My personal pick, I think 2 by Giddle should win. That's my hot take. I think 2 by Giddle should win. And that's all I have for you today. I'll probably be back to talk about the Mamas at some point this week. I do love discussing them, in spite of my deep hatred for them. So, we'll see. We'll probably be back to talk, like, snubs, my choices, that type of thing. We'll see what happens. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment your thoughts on this video down below. Let me know how you feel. You can like and subscribe if you want to or don't. I'll be okay either way. And yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!